Hey, coming in to share a little bit of what I'm working on right now. Something very different for me. I typically work on wildlife portraits, pet portraits, expanding a little bit, but this is the very first time I've ever done anything like this. I'm always saying, sometimes you'll surprise yourself. What holds you back from even trying something is the fear that you don't know what you're doing and it's just not going to work out. But never know. I've pleasantly surprised myself many times when I just try something or put myself out there. So here's what I'm doing. This is a Scratchbord, and I wanted to do this piece because I was really excited about what the steam could look like coming out of the top of a train. Still got a lot to do on the train here and everything, but I've been working on the steam because I'm thinking if I can get this to look like how I'm visualized, I'll be motivated to kind of just finish up those details of the train. I started a lot of this, the softer kind of area you're seeing all up in here, underlayer here with done with sandpaper. So this 1200 and 1000 grit. The higher the grit, the finer the sandpaper. I started by coming in with just pieces of this that I cut down and just circular motions, building the shape of the steam cloud. I am wearing a mask because there's a lot of ink dust that's being created through this fine grit sandpaper rubbing, and I just don't want to breathe that in. I have gloves on because I also don't want to deal with getting it all over my hands and then touching things and all that. So I went over this whole thing, okay? I'll go back and forth with that. I'm going to wipe away that ink dust every once in a while with a microfiber cloth. Nice and soft. Now I'm coming in with my fiberglass brush. This is a thin barrel. I'm putting the end of that fiberglass out just a little bit more than I usually do, because the further out it is, the softer the brush becomes. And for this, I want the brush to get kind of fan out a little bit and be a little softer, because if it's too stiff, it's almost lifts too much and makes more of like that's the scratchy look, as well as lifts very quickly. So I want the end of the brush to be kind of soft. It is going to shed those little pieces of fiberglass, so you want to be careful. Another good reason to have gloves and a mask on. And now I've been coming back and creating kind of these edge details that you see to build out the texture of that cloud more. I'm going to be having to go back and forth probably. When I say back and forth, I'll be re-inking a little bit, going back in to blend with the sandpaper. Probably a good 3 layers. I would call this layer 2 that I'm working on right now. Layer 1 is the softer that you're seeing from the sandpaper. Now I'm doing layer 2. And then I'll go in with a layer 3, which will be re-inking in some areas because it will be the brightest up here. And I want it to be darker towards where the dirtier, I guess, steam or cloud is coming out of the top of the train. Be darker in here, and it's gonna be really bright, pretty fluffy steam the further away from the train, and the light hitting it coming down. So I don't know what is creaking on my desk, but it's really annoying, and I'm sorry if you can hear that. It'll be really bright up here in particular. And putting my fiberglass brush at a 90-degree angle and pushing a little bit more is going to lift more of that ink more quickly. But I also have to be very careful that I'm not making individual lines as much as I want just like a blend look here. But I can go back in and add some ink if I get too light, or if it's just not looking quite right. I have bigger barrels of fiberglass brushes I might start using. I like this one just because I have a little more control, but it is going to take more time, I guess. I wish I could show you everything from start to finish right now, but this piece is going to take me probably 20 hours. I want to get better about compiling video so you can see from start to finish. But I do like sharing these little mini videos too. All right, so I'm at the 5-minute mark. I was trying to keep this under 5, but if you like these kinds of videos or you want to see something else, have any questions, happy to take requests. And wish me luck.